Hello, and welcome to Wyverns Weirdos, A Journey Home. I'm your Dungeon Master Darby, and joining me as always are Zoe, playing Sevia, Emily, playing Beatrice, Laura, playing Conrad, and Johanna, playing Fall. Let's jump into it. Left off, the party returned their trip to the library, and Caleb offered to get in contact with old friends for them who might know a bit more about cult Tiamat here. Party then got on with various things. Meeting back up at the Trove to have dinner. Who first to reach the Pillow Trove?
So I'm going to assume that, because Sevia didn't find a lot and her plan was very, Nancy Drew's first adventure. So she would, call Harold back to her and then probably head back to the Pillow Trove, trying to, loop around and see if she can find the others on the way back. She'll check in on Fall and see if their Arkan-inspired vaudeville performance is doing any numbers. She'll probably give a couple, whoops and cheers and that sort of thing. Toss a couple coins to your Fall, and then she'll from the back of the crowd wave and gesticulate that she's going to the Pillow Trove, but keep up the good work. And then she and Harold would toddle back. But the whole time she's thinking. She's thinking some thoughts about a lot of things. And at one point, just outside the Pillow Trove, she's going to cast a sending to Conrad. So I should have planned this. 25 words. She's gonna go, Conrad, me again. I hope your fact-finding is going well. I've had some thoughts about how to make that book work. Talk later tonight?
After a couple of moments. Did not go well, bad. Not having a good time. Need to have a walk, I suppose. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. I will reconvene soon. It's a date? No, not that. Hang on. What's the right word? It cuts off.
You hear a chorus of voices in your head.
I just stumble on the street that he's walking and just shaking his head and then just all right. What else? And he's going to stalk around the city for a bit. So he can walk, but he's doing it with purpose. He's going to go and see if he can find any places that look promising, but he's in a very bad mood now. So that's what he does.
Right.
Then Sevia and Harold wait for the rest of the party. So if anyone else has anything, go ahead. Sevia's thinking some thoughts.
Flo would probably, like, after a while be like, oh, that's probably enough for the day. I've gotten about as much as I could have. And then just find a place to just, like, take the makeup off. Get changed, potentially, so it doesn't look like this weird Arkham costume anymore. And then I guess, like, depending on how much time he's got left, maybe just kind of like go to a more dodgy area, and then just trying to, like, stealth around, listen out, get a lay of the land, and then before heading back to the tavern.
Okay. Is there anything in particular you're listening out for?
There's not really anything that people just talk about, really. Any, like, figures in, like, the underworld, like any, like, crime that's going on, any, like, important people he might hear about.
Okay.
And any Arkan rumors, of course, but I don't know if that's going to pop up.
Yeah, I guess roll me an investigation check.
Not great, but okay. No. That's a +2. So that's 9.
Okay, yeah. You pick up, like, some bits and pieces about, like, petty crime. That's like that seems to be nothing more than half-formed rumors, and maybe the tail end of some stuff that is not of any use.
Yeah. Okay. What's that? Oh, that's enough for the day. At least I know the area, and is going to head back to the tavern.
Okay.
Beatrice would probably be the third in, because she would have taken mostly alleyways and such things coming back from the market after causing a little bit of a scene. But she's got the cloak and she's pretty stealthy, so if she doesn't want to be seen, she won't be seen. But yeah, she just sort of heads back. Doesn't do anything extra.
Okay. All right. So, eventually, how long do you think, Conrad, that the other three would be waiting at the pillow trove before you eventually made your way back?
It depends. If there's nothing else to do plot-wise, he'll just be there soon.
Okay.
He's having a wander. He's pissed, but yeah, he turns up after a bit. I don't know.
All right. Actually, on your way back, quickly roll me a perception check.
$19.
19. Okay. There's two separate things that you catch. One is a bit more of a glint, kind of blink and you miss it thing that you spot in the corner of your eye. Some sort of thing just in your periphery. And you're not entirely sure what it is. You're not entirely sure what it is. The other, and quite possibly the reason that you are distracted from the thing that you're unable to identify, is you see this shadowy figure in an alleyway that seems only partly corporeal.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. He's
Hints
sort
of orange to it.
Oh. Conrad pauses and turns and looks more distinctly in that direction. Does the figure look like they're trying to hide? Or is it just they're just present there?
No, it's just present there.
I'll
You
walk a
almost,
bit closer.
yeah, and as you gaze more specifically upon it, you start to get the feeling that it is watching you and sizing you up, especially as you approach.
He doesn't put his hand to his rapier at his hip, but he just he tilts his head in much the way that he's been doing for quite some time since Exley left. Would I be close enough to see any more details about this figure? It's just a semi-corporeal figure.
It's quite misty, the figure. It's this dark creature that seems to be made of shadow with that's mostly blacks and greys with the occasional wisp of an amber-like orange. Can roll an insight check, please?
I will.
And
while I do, Conrad thinks on CV having sending to him to contact him, and he thinks of his patrons, and he kind of tries to reach out to this creature to speak to it, which is, I can't remember what the feature is called, but it's one of the curses that I have from the temple,
yes.
One of the Ravenloft ones, which is like the voices.
Yes.
Carry the message for me. Hang on. There's the Gathered Whispers one. Which,
yes.
Hang on. I probably should have had this up, shouldn't I? Hang on. I'll double check it for you real quick. It's the Gathered Whispers curse from Ravenloft. Spirit Whispers. So I can't. It's message. I can cast it without components, but the messages are just delivered by the whispering spirits instead of me.
Yes.
So it's just like a bunch of like overlaid whispers reaching out to.
I think, what is the range on message? Just double check.
It's usually.
It is 120 feet. I would say, because you're on your way back, you probably are close enough that you think, like...
Oh, I'm messaging the creature. I'm not messaging my
messaging
group.
the creature.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
So while I roll my that was insight, was it, or
yes, insight.
Yeah. All right. Actually, I'll roll insight first. Here's a 0. So it's a 13.
13. There's something familiar about the body language of this entity.
Kind of like, that could mean literally anything. So yeah, he reaches out with those layered whispers of the noise that's constantly in his head, and he says, "Hail, I see you watching."
Hail, I see you watching. I see you watching.
Yeah. What do you wish to speak of? What is your intent?
Speak of, what is your intent? What do you wish to speak of? What is your intent?
I love that. Excellent, very tasty.
You have taken everything from me.
Pride pauses and looks around and like he looks more guarded now. And he again, his hand doesn't touch his rapier, but it lingers near there, and he's like, Beg pardon?
You have taken my land, my power, my love.
Okay, I'll just have a little mental breakdown. Cool, excellent. And Conrad's like stance changes only slightly, and there's a slight shift in his demeanor. And he's like, and all he says is, "How did you get here? Where do you speak from?"
I go wherever the dark power of my realm goes. I am bound to them. I cannot return to my peace at home until they are taken from you, one way or another.
I see. Do beg pardon. But the name you carried when you were back in your land was Strahd, was it not?
I am the ancient Lord Strahd. Yes.
Ooh. And Korai does look quite rattled for a moment. He doesn't step back. And he would look like a slightly more like brow furrowed version of the mask meme for a moment. And they're like, I see. I had not anticipated this. And you wish to return, yes?
I desire the power that is mine. You have taken from me.
Oh. That is unfortunate. You who so belittled me, I have taken your power. Chin up, Strahd. If you linger in the shadows, you wish to return, you wish power. Do you understand what they desire then?
I know what they want from me. My torment. So clear now. But not for you to know.
You do
You
not
are the
wish to
one
be
they
free?
torment. Oh, I wish to be
They
free.
ask things of me.
Yes, you are the one that they torment now.
Yes. You are here.
I am.
They wish to be free also.
They do.
And Conrad would have stepped closer to that alleyway by that point now.
But that is not the way of the Shadowfell. Not the way of Ravenloft.
Not what Ravenloft wants? Or not what is possible?
Ravenloft wants nothing. It is not an entity. It is a place. The place made of many places, ruled upon by many masters who are imprisoned there. Imprisoned in their own dominion.
Imprisoned. You governed the land, though. You had city, till we came along.
Yes. City and an endless loop. Find and lose my beloved.
A pity
You
for
read
you.
my diary, did you not?
I did.
You know what led to my curse.
I did. Attachment. Choice. Infatuation.
Yes. In my time is bound from Ravenloft from Barovia. I have achieved a clarity that I have not had in centuries.
Interesting. Reflection? Or desire for something more?
A little more complicated than that. But
Why not
first-
speak to me of it?
One of such a short life as yours would not understand. I see in you much of what was in me your age. You cannot be more than, what, 19?
Yes.
You are a child. By your age, I had led armies to battle in war for the sake of my father. I had taken land in his name.
For the sake of your father, yes. You may have achieved more than I have. Was it for you though? Did it give you what you wanted? What your family desired of you?
Thought it did. And in the end, in many ways it did. That land, as the eldest born, passed to me. But, well, you know the story. Boy meets girl, girl marries boy's brother, boy kills them both at the wedding, and is gifted with an eternity of torment for his troubles.
I'd say the start of your story is where we differ already. But either way, I'm sure you've had much time to reflect on that since your corporeal body was gone. Is it your soul that lingers on? Is that how you traveled me here?
I don't know if I still have a soul. Complicated with the undead.
Probably more preferable, honestly. Souls aren't worth much. Well, unless you count these. And he flicks up a soul coin.
Interesting.
Catches it again.
Actually, I'm gonna get you to roll me a dexterity check to try to catch it.
Oh, alright. Strahd
As
just
the
gets and
shadow
slips up.
tries to go for it midair.
Oh, okay. So it's a dex. Hang on, sorry. That's +5. He might catch it then. It's only a 12.
11.
Oh, so it like Strahd probably grabs and he just grabs just at the time.
Yeah.
Interested.
The curiosity.
I do not know much of these. I do not have many that I can speak to of this. Will you be around? Have you been around since then, since we left?
To an extent.
In and out.
So I was limited before.
I see.
Learning much of my new state.
They're more desperate now too. Why do they not stop speaking?
Or at least that's how they seem.
Well, yes, I'm not going to kid myself. They're even more desperate. Well, they're more tired of me.
They will not entertain you for long. Eventually they will grow bored waiting for you. They will return to a known quantity who is already obligated to them. They will take what they can from you if you do not give what they need freely.
Why would they return to you? You lost already. We can speak frankly.
I've lost 1,000 times over, and I always return. There is never a appropriate replacement.
Not until now. We shall see. Is that
We
something you
shall.
wish of yourself, Strahd? For the endless cycle? Or do you, much like them, wish to be free of Barovia?
I wish to be free.
You know by now your girl's gone.
I do. But to be free, I must return one more time. To break
One more
the loop.
time. If you want to break the loop, we should not be strangers.
We should not.
I have many things I need to learn.
You need to know how to harness the dark powers of Barovia.
I do. I do not understand magic. I know you were a sorcerer already, or of some sort. You had a good harness
No
over magic.
sorcery, I had to learn it myself.
Huh. I see.
I had command over magic before the dark powers came to me, though.
Hmm.
They enhanced my affinity to an extent, but yes, in life I did study it.
Interesting. Where I come from, magic is not really that interesting. The land, of course, there is, but my upbringing saw not much need of it. This is an interesting state we find ourselves in, then.
Yes.
You seem very certain of them returning to you when they are done with me. How
They
do you
have
think you'll
no-
be able to break the loop once they've returned to you? You think you're better than them?
Do you think me a fool? Hell. I do not think that I am better than them, but I think that I am less complacent than them. They do not truly desire freedom. They want to imprison you in your own torment. That
And like the
is the nature
tenseness of
of
his body
Barovia.
shifts a bit.
and all of the domains of dread.
If they wanted to do that, I've been doing that since I left home. Well, since, not that really home was much better. So
Neither
for this
is-
entire traveling, if everything that is by their own design, that would really be what my prison would be reflective of anyway.
I don't
Anything's
think-
better than this.
I don't think by design, but I think there is a reason that they have tolerated yours and their absence from Barovia for so long.
Mhm. They've been tipping
You
the
want-
scale.
You want to go home, don't you?
Home is a strange word, but yes, I do not want this to continue.
Then I will warn you. There will come a time where you will have to make the choice. The choice between returning home or being taken in by the mist.
We shall have to see. And your better point of this would be if I leave and you linger,
Oh.
yes?
Of course. No one wants to be discooperated, Conrad.
Of course. It is interesting. Being mortal is not much fun. Neither is dying, I can tell you that.
Oh, it truly is not. take it from someone who has done it thousands of times.
Well, the way I see it then, either way, whether I fail or I succeed, you have something to gain from this.
I do.
And currently, you're only semi-corporeal at best. Let's work together on this. What do you say?
I will keep an eye on things. More than that, I have no interest in. At this juncture.
Very well. I am far more patient and far less likely to belittle someone who extends help than anyone here, really, I think. So if at any point you get tired of lingering like this on the fringes, we shall speak. Thank you for the talk, Strahd. No hard feelings again about the body.
It will come back eventually.
We shall see about that. Either way, it will be an interesting game. Don't be a stranger. And he turns heel and walks back out of the alleyway. And he tells people like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. But yes, that he will return to the pillar trope.
And I guess roll me a deception check as you enter the pillow trope to hide how shaken you kind of are.
Yeah, true. Okay. What's my deception? Man, Cora's only good at like 2 things. I never do. 15.
15. What is everyone's passive insights? Oh yeah, they all see right through that.
Oh, there's like cold sweat storming. He's like very fancy sort of like embroidered coat just like flying out from behind him as he strides into the hotel.
Oh, Comrade, you're back. Oh.
What on earth happened to you?
How did it go? Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. Had some conversations that were both some that were enlightening and some that were not at all. How did you all go?
A whole lot of nothing.
I may have gotten a small amount of information. Nearly got my head sliced off too, but you know.
Oh, yes. That really happened to me too. Apparently everyone in the rich quarter here, even the people, some of them don't even dress well. So I tried to tip someone who turned out to be a nobleman. He looked like a servant. Terrible. I was really hoping there'd be some more civilization around here, but clearly not.
Right. Well,
So easy to get along with too. Ridiculous. Anyway, yes, that was bad though, Beatrice. Oh no. That must have been horrible for you.
it was fine. I've gotten out the worst. But I did overhear that they didn't seem to know exactly who it was, but someone is raising a horde. You know?
Arkan, who knows?
I mean, the logical deduction is Arkin, but
They wouldn't say where when I tried to find out.
was that what led to the head slicing?
Perhaps. I mean, he only sliced with my head because he's very tall. It's very tall.
So,
Yeah.
Too bad for them then.
Sylvia, you seem to forget I used to work as assassin and mercenary.
I'm glad both of you are okay.
What about you?
Harold and I had a lovely walk for all the information we found.
So,
And
did you
four
find out anything, Conrad?
is four there. Sorry.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So when Beatrice says you find anything, it's like, and four. Did you find anything?
No, not really. I did a bit of busking. Maybe I put the idea out there about Arkin, and it might be easier from now on. Fingers crossed.
Ah, interesting. I met a nobleman who has a tattoo, apparently, of Tiamat, and he seemed to know of Arkan. Some sort of cult thing, although not a very friendly one, I suppose, which is not part of the course. Reminded me of most of Papa's dinner guests. Yes, we're very hostile. He was not interested in me, a new recruit, apparently. So that didn't go well. And then, yes, well, then I just had to have a walk.
See.
Right.
And what happened on your walk that rattled you?
I saw a rat. Horrible things. They're very big in this part of the country, apparently.
The sound of dice rolling.
I rolled an 8 in deception, so that's his 8 in deception.
I think I rolled lower.
I was like, oh no!
I rolled a 7. Oh, fair enough. They can always give a bit of a fright.
Yes, they're very creepy, that's for sure.
11.
So you both believe. Oh no, because you beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah, by a little. You sort of don't
Definitely not
believe him.
hard.
Like,
Sevia got a 25. So she's just like, really? A rodent of an unusual size?
Yes, in this city, it certainly is a surprise. Connor looks very rattled. You also know that Connor probably would not admit, even if he was afraid of rats, that he was scared of them. He also doesn't really seem to be that creeped out by any kind of creature. Usually, he seems to like them. So
he has
Nope.
a bag of spiders.
he has a bag of spiders. Some spiders crawl out of his little hip pocket while he's saying this.
Sevia just kind of looks him up and down, and then looks over at Beatrice, who's like, he's probably lying, and at Fall, who's like, oh no, a rat! And she's like, Deeply unfortunate, Conrad. You should have had Harold with you. He could have helped.
Oh, yes, the cat. Yes, no. What a shame. His services were greatly required on my walk. That is for certain.
Quite.
Yes. Well, what a pity we have not. Yes, I was hoping to reverse engineer perhaps Tiamat's symbol, pentacle, I think, or something like that. But I can't find a tattoo parlor around here, so that's a pity, because that would be an easy in. But alas, he.
To get a tattoo.
Just draw it on.
Yeah, so well, he asked to see my tattoo as proof that I was interested in that, which is a bit silly, really, because if I'm interested in the cause, maybe I wouldn't have had it yet. But I suppose I don't think he wasn't hitting on me. Oh, I don't know if it's like Sarah here, or my parents at least. What an afternoon! How helpful it has been for us all.
Yes, well.
Lots of invigorating conversation and rats.
Yes, well, I guess at least we know that there is definitely a cult, if an unfriendly one, and they are definitely forming some sort of horde/army, which, I certainly thought all of that was still in Avernus, but here we are instead. So that's helpful to know, at least, that we're not just fighting one man with a pointy stick trying to unleash a dragon. We are fighting many men, potentially, with very pointy sticks. So
Yes, 'tis a pity that Arkin is uncooperative, or he would actually be the better one to align ourselves with than Mordenkainen, considering he clearly is very good at plane jumping, I suppose, because he has the thing Mordenkainen needs.
yes.
So I'm a bit out of sorts because of the rat. I don't know why I'm talking out loud about all this.
You do seem rather distinctly frazzled. Do you need a moment before we have dinner?
Perhaps I do. Yes. Perhaps yes. That's our plans for today. We're having dinner. You haven't heard any exciting things from the library from Mordenkainen or anything?
No, haven't had any contact from Mordenkainen yet. I might send him a message.
To be fair, if he's your mentor, he probably would just want to stay in the library for a long time, because that's what you like to do, so...
Yes. Well, yes. So, he's probably being very busy and very, very smart. But I might contact him later. But yes, apart from that, I think we were mostly just waiting to have dinner and see what information we all had. But considering we don't have a lot of information, we're mostly just waiting to eat and then meet this Kaliana that Caleb mentioned.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yes. Hopefully she has more information tomorrow, that's for certain.
Yes.
We shall have to see.
I suppose even though it's a bit of a long shot, at least we could try to find these people later if she doesn't have good information, and maybe I can use a bit of magical persuasion to get a bit of more information out of them.
Yes, possibly. They seem... Depends on the person, I suppose. A lot of the nobility seem very caught up in recommendation of families they know of. So...
Yes.
And Karen's kind of he's been sort of, as he's been talking about, he's been turning a bit more inward. And he has like his big fancy boy coat, which he's just kind of just like shucking out of, just looks a bit embarrassed. Was pondering all that because he was very excited wearing all of his fancy boy things, went out and immediately just got ridiculed by a bunch of nobles, then got ridiculed again by Strahd for basically, oh, well, what have you done so far? I was leading armies by that point, you fucker. So kind of just looking perpetually more just like, more inward and like, so anything's worth it, I suppose. We should give that a try when we can.
Yes.
Take stock of what we do know, I suppose.
Out of them.
Yes. True. I mean, the problem is magic exists. Otherwise, it would be very easy. We just have to get the drop on someone and then torture them until we find out the information. Or ask them nicely, of course. That's what yes, we're very good at asking people nicely. That always works very well for all of us.
Yeah, that's not the best idea.
Asking nicely.
Nearly got my head cut off.
Beatrice,
And
There we
that was
go.
with help.
Beatrice, with all due respect, I care for you so much as a friend. I do not think you were particularly nice in aura. I'm sure your words were certainly lovely, but you certainly have an intimidation factor that puts people off a little bit.
don't know.
Not wrong.
You'd fit right in at home, so I think that's fine.
I've been there many times.
Assassin, grandma, who can tell? Same sort of thing. I'm being weird. I really should probably have a rest.
Yes, it seems you rather need it.
Yes. Come get me when you all want to. He looks even less. He looks very unenthused. eat dinner. Yes. And he, by this point, has his coat kind of just like bundled up under his arm. He's like, I will have a rest and go and feed the spiders or something. Bye. Slinks off very quickly to his room.
Sevia makes Harold wave. And like, he is acting rather strange, isn't he?
Well, stranger than usual.
Yes. I mean, I suppose meeting nobility after all this time. I mean, they are a right judgmental sort.
I
So
don't
rattled
think.
him.
I don't think it was the nobility that had him the most rattled.
Maybe it was the rat.
Yes, the rat and Beatrice and air quotes.
Am I missing something?
But, darling, he was clearly lying.
Oh. I mean, I guess.
No, he was definitely lying. We saw rats in Barovia, my love. He definitely was not scared of the rats then.
Oh, that's true. I mean, I feel like sometimes they leap out and they're not very scary normally, but if they just scuttle in a weird manner.
I mean, that's very noble of you to care for him.
I mean, if anybody does the scuttling, it's him.
He did walk up the wall those few times.
Yes.
Oh, yes, that is true.
He's got that bag of spiders.
And the
forget.
bag of spiders. Does
Scare the
anyone else think
rats.
it smells of jerky? Bag of spiders.
Is that what he's been feeding them?
Yes.
I gave them
I
a
wonder what
fly.
that smell was.
Can't be good to just eat jerky.
Well, I mean, there was that one time he gave them all his food in the mansion.
Yes.
Once and Sevia, like, her face kind of stutters a little, like her whole face stutters a little bit, and she pointedly does not look at Beatrice as she says, after he stopped eating in public.
Yes, too much jerky. That's a lot of salt. Surely that would do something to do something to a person. I don't know what it would do to a spider.
Can that much salt really do something like that to a person?
Oh, I've heard
Spiders are
of
like
people
2 meters
nearly
large
dying
now.
from eating too much turkey.
Dying from eating too much jerky.
Salt saps all the water out of your body. You're very dehydrated.
Oh my god.
It's true. Well, the spiders didn't look too shriveled or anything. But maybe I got there just in time with that fly.
Sevia genuinely laughs at that, like quite delighted. And it's like, It's like, well, clearly something rattled him, but I don't know. He's a cagey person. Do you think he'll tell any of us, or is this another Conrad mystery?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he'd take you down corridor and talk to you again.
What?
I said what I said. And then Beatrice sort of rifles around in her bag, her handy haversack, because she would have grabbed as many books as she could out of that little cupboard that she'd been rummaging in while they'd been talking.
Okay.
And she pulls out the couple of books. I saved a few of these.
Oh, good. Sevia puts Harold on one arm and then like scoops the books out of Beatrice's hands.
There's more than that, but you can have that for now.
Oh, are they in a language what language are they in?
I mean, there's a couple in Celestial, but not much. There's a few others.
Okay, good. I can read Celestial, so we're charging ahead. Anything interesting? Or do you just want me to see if there's magic in them?
I don't know. You sort of got them. You like books. I got the books.
Like a gift? For me?
I mean, if you think about it that way, I suppose so.
I will think about it that way.
That's so nice of you.
Oh, Beatrice got me books. Sebia does a little bouncy bounce.
Beatrice's
That's
feathers sort
lovely.
of puff up a little bit and rattle down. And she's like, I'm going to go for a walk. And leaves.
Thank you. A book. Oh, I love books. You knew that.
Yes, no, I'm glad you've gotten some more.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait. There are many reasons I can't wait to get home, but one of them is definitely the 100 of books we took from Strahd's castle that are in the bag of holding that I desperately want to read very badly.
That's right. There's not really any time to go through any of them.
No, which has been, unfortunate because there's so many good books, and like Strahd must have had so much knowledge and so much information, and that's all just lost now. Well, I mean, apart from the books, but he certainly had enough time to study them and learn things from them. All of his observations are gone.
That's true.
I don't wish him still alive, but that
I guess
it is information that is gone now.
that's
Check
right.
it.
I suppose he never really went and passed them on or anything. That knowledge. That's something that I think Kittith would dislike about him.
Arcani would hate it too. Yes, but I mean, I don't feel that bad. He was a tyrant, but we've been followed by so much death. It's interesting to think about the actual ramifications of some of that.
Yes, that's true. I have been worried about how Barovia is going. I hope that barman who distributed that coin I gave.
But in Barovia, the barman.
Oh yes, the fool blushes a little bit. Oh well, I didn't know who to give the money to. I mean, I figured that someone should pass it along, and he looked trustworthy.
Oh well, that was good of you. It's always good to tip your servers.
Yes, exactly, and I guess he can keep as much as he wants of the few $1,000.
Are you blushing?
No.
Are you blushing?
No. Well, it's awkward now, but at the time I thought he was quite attractive. But
Oh, you thought he was cute.
yes, and that
And
might
it's-
have had an influence.
Sevia does a little wiggle and gets a little close to the fall and goes, "But you think I'm cuter?"
Yes, that's right.
Good. Oh, sorry. This is weird. This isn't how a girlfriend should react to something like this. Should I be jealous? I'm not jealous. You picked me. But,
Yes, that's right.
not that
I'm
I'm a
glad.
person to be picked, but you know what I mean. I'm making this weird. We're all a little awkward today, I think. Maybe going out separately did us poorly.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I'm always a bit awkward. I'm glad it's not weird to you.
No, it's endearing. It's just you.
Kind of looks bashful. Oh. So, how have you been? Nate grabs her hand.
She's juggling like a cat in a book, and she
Oh, that's true.
wedges the book under her arm and takes their hand, and then she plops Harold on her shoulder so he can be a little scarf, and takes Foal's other hand, and she's like, "I have been good, as good as can be. How are you?"
Good. nice to be back in a city, I think.
Mm.
It's a little bit more like home. I'm not sure how. I'm worried about all these very powerful people we keep running into, and now words of like a horde and such. But it's nice just to be here in a city and
The horde is concerning, but to be fair, it is nice to be concerned and on a real bed, not a magic one.
Yes, that's exactly it. Yes, that is much nicer. Much better environment than hell.
Yes, true. Also, I've studied Mordenkainen's work, but I never really got up to the level of Magnificent Mansion before we, came to Barovia. So I don't know the full mechanics, but there is something very concerning about the fact that he sort of controls the entire building. So I do wonder if he sees if he knows, like if he can sense what we do when we're in his mansion.
Eyes go wide.
I don't know if he knows or if it's like a passive thing, like he just set up a little tent and then like stands outside, or if it's, like he knows. Why do you look so worried? Is it because we kiss?
I mean, yes. Does he know? And like we also I've bathed and gotten changed and stuff.
Oh, that is also weird. Yes. I didn't. Oh, and then never mind what Beatrice or Conrad got up to. They do weird things when they're on their own, I think.
Probably, yes.
Conrad has a pocket full of spiders. Who knows what he does with the spiders? Makes them put on little shows, maybe. Maybe Mordenkainen knows that.
Full laughs at that. Says that I would actually love to see that. That would be very funny. I think he should do that. It'd be a good creative outlet.
Might help take some of the edge off. I don't know. There's one thing I'm learning about Conrad. In fact, about most of you, but Conrad, I feel like it is particularly prevalent. I don't really know how to talk to people. I don't know how to meet him where he is. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
He needs something that I just can't.
I very much agree.
Which is not his fault. It's just, I don't know. It's difficult to see a friend suffer or struggle.
No, I agree. I've never. Oh, I think it's harder now that I have friends and. Not in a bad way, but it takes so much more effort now to have to figure out how to make people happy or how to comfort them. Yes, because they matter now.
Does that make sense? I never really had friends either, as you know, but that was just people matter too much to me. When I don't matter all that much to them. So, but
that makes sense.
But we're all learning. Like we're a group now.
Yes, I think we're a lot closer now, although with difficulties.
Well. What friendship group doesn't have their ups and downs, I think.
True, yes, I imagine
I don't think other friendship groups have quite had our sort of ups and downs. I highly doubt that hundreds of other people have been to hell from Fierlor.
No. I had to get cursed and carry these weird little entities in their heads or anything like that.
Yes, the weird little. Oh my god! I think I'm still under the effect from that doll that means I can read everything.
Oh.
I think I haven't needed to be casting certain spells. it's just habit.
No, that makes sense. I'd have completely forgotten about those.
A lot has happened.
Yes, absolutely.
Have you had a chance to talk to Beatrice?
No, I was just going to ask. Yes, do you think I should go and chase after her now?
It might be a good chance.
Yes, I'll try to do so.
Yes. Only if you want to, though. I'm not trying to push you, I was just wondering, because I did speak with Conrad, and,
Oh, good.
yes.
Everything's okay?
Well, Beatrice's reasons certainly aren't going to be Conrad's. Unless she's been keeping more secrets than any of us can comprehend.
Fall is just like trying to like, what does this mean? That's just playing out his expression. He's like,
He's
right.
Conrad. It's
Okay.
He's not.
He's
I
not
don't
in
know how much
immediate
of this
danger. Yes, I don't want to betray his trust.
No. To say he's not in danger. It's not eating is not actively harming him in that it is not the cause of his harm.
Okay. Well, that's good, I guess. Hopefully can help what is causing it. Right.
Yes.
Thank you. I guess I'll go and talk to Beatrice now.
Yes. No. Good. I'll go check on Conrad, see if the quote unquote rats are still tormenting him, or if he has started putting on a little spider cabaret.
Oh, you've got to message me if he is doing that.
I'll do a minor illusion of it if he's not willing to show other people. You know how sometimes people get stage fright.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, but no. Good luck with Beatrice.
Thank you.
Good. And then she like pulls Fall down and gives him a little kiss for like good luck.
He gives her another kiss. And then heads off.
And then they go their separate ways.
You go off to catch up with Beatrice, and unless Beatrice has flown off, I don't imagine it is particularly hard for Fall to catch up.
Beatrice would have had enough of a head start that it'll take him a little bit to catch up to her, and she's probably, if there's any sort of shops around the
this
nearby
kind of
area,
night, nothing really open. There's a few things that you can kind of window shop essentially, but
just having a look.
Probably like jogs in one direction, jogs back, jogs in the other direction, finds Beatrice. Hello, Beatrice.
Oh, hello.
How are you doing?
Fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Sorry to track you down like this. I wanted to have a conversation. I figured not in front of the entire group, you know.
Right. Do you need advice on ladies?
No, but honestly, that could help. Maybe not right now. No, but he like blushes purple. It's very flustered. Actually, I wanted to ask. Noticed something I've been a bit worried about with you.
Yes.
So I've noticed, this has been happening with Conrad as well, but I've noticed that you haven't really been eating anything. I just wanted to know if you're willing to, if there's anything you want to talk about with that.
Not really. I just, ever since the temple, and she rummages through one of her pockets and pulls out the little clay doll. ever since I picked up this, I haven't felt the need to eat.
Oh,
Or, hydrate for the sense of, hydrating. Or even sleeping. I don't have to breathe either.
oh, that's very weird.
And she holds her breath.
Oh, okay. And that doesn't hurt you at all or anything? You've got energy and everything?
I'm fine. I mean, I ache all over from earlier today,
That's
but
weird.
I'm fine.
Huh.
It's not physically affecting me to not eat.
Oh, nice. That sounds decent. Then I guess we might maybe Sevia can give that an identify, because just to make sure that that's not. I assume it's not cursed or anything.
I mean, I don't feel cursed, but neither did Conrad.
That's true. He had quite a few apparently. I guess best to make sure that that's not permanent or anything.
True.
Do you miss eating or sleeping? Are you not sleeping at all?
More meditating than anything else.
Like an elf, right? Oh well, that's good then. I'm glad to hear that everything is okay. We're a bit worried.
I can see why that might worry people. Yes.
Yes, it's been quite a difficult time. Want to make sure everyone is doing okay.
Well, I mean, back when I was working, nobody really took any notice of anyone else. And also, I usually didn't eat around the same time as everyone. Somebody had to guard the, wherever it was we were, camp, outpost, those things.
How long were you working as an assassin? He whispers because they're no, I don't think they're public, but they're outdoors.
Well, definitely over a decade. Probably 12 years. It's been about 15 years since, the whole my town was dragged to hell.
Oh.
And I lost everything. And I started working as a mercenary for the first couple of years. So, yeah, it would be 12, nearly 13.
I see. Goodness, I guess that makes sense in a way. I mean, I ended up being employed as, I don't know, some kind of thief, criminal thing after I left my country for the war. But what kind of people did you work for, if that's okay to ask? Was it nobles, royalty? Who hired you?
Anyone. Sometimes, yes, it was nobles or royalty or politicians or just some gang lord or whatnot. Whoever had money.
Yes, that's fair. You should go to Palas. I think King Shoregate would probably make some use. You get a bit of work there. Probably Sarata too, from what I hear about from Conrad.
I've done a little work in Sarata before.
I see. Actually, what are your plans for when we get back home?
I haven't quite decided.
You could come stay in Doran with Sevia and Conrad and I, if you like. Stick in the same city.
I'm sure you kids would rather do your thing without a mean old bird hanging around.
No, I mean we've been a group for this long. Wants to have each other around, that would be fine.
Perhaps I'll pop in and out when I can.
That would be nice. Excellent. Well, I'm glad to hear that everything is okay. Is it okay if I tell? I guess I'll have to tell Sevia for like we.
Yes, that's fine.
Yes. Excellent. Excellent.
Speaking of Sevia,
Yes.
how are things?
They're quite good.
Yes.
He's just like blushing and he's like, I think a few days ago, she said the L word.
Ah,
She was like,
lesbian. I'm joking. I know what you're talking about.
oh, good, because that would be not great. So I think things are going quite well. I'm looking forward to not being stuck in this whole mess. I mean, hopefully she'll still have time for me with the whole Mordenkainen job.
I'm sure no matter what happens, she'll drag you along with her.
Yes, I suppose so. No, I would very much like to be with her in the future.
I mean, you two haven't really parted ever since we started on all this.
No, that's right. She was not quite as intimidating as everyone else, I suppose, right from the start.
No, she's not an intimidating person.
Except when she wants to be. But I've never found her especially intimidating to me. And yes, I guess eventually developed into friendship and then more, surprisingly.
Yeah. Have you thought about actually taking her out on date?
I have, yes. Yes, that was more of like a future thing. But actually, now that we're in a city, do you have any suggestions? What do people do on a date?
I mean, you see the sights, you could eat a meal together, just the two of you. Find an activity. You know? Couple things.
I see. Excellent. I'll have to ponder it. When there are things that aren't too urgent, we will go on a date. Thank you, Beatrice.
You're welcome.
Very useful.
If you need help finding a place, I can help.
That'd be nice. Thank you. And Fall looks like very determined as they probably are walking back.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, upstairs at the pillow trove, Conrad, you're in your room and I believe trying to get a bit of a nap in before dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit rough going. It's a bit full trying to get to that state, but eventually you do manage to sleep for a little bit. But it's not particularly calming. It's a restless sleep.
Yeah.
And can I get you to roll me a charisma saving throw, please?
Okay. Hang on.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Sevia, you're going up to Conrad's room and about to knock on his door.
Yes.
Yes.
She would have dropped the book off from Beatrice in her room, and she and Harold are heading to Conrad's room.
Okay.
5.
5. Okay. So, after a little bit, you are woken with a start as you hear a rapping on your door. And with the fitlessness of the dream, you instinctually wake up with a jolt and summon. You summon. You have a name for it. You know you have a name for it. You've used the name before, but it's not coming to mind. This thing has a name. This thing in front of you. This thing you've summoned dozens of times before. But what is it?
Ooh. Huh. Interesting. So he just can't remember now.
No.
And he looks. Was there noise at the window, or it was the door?
At the door.
At the door.
Mm.
And the shadow spawn has been summoned, or
Yes.
So he just So if Stevie has not, Conrad wouldn't answer immediately because he just keeps shaking his head like, I cannot remember. What is this?
And as you shake your head, you hear the knock again, and the shadow spawn seems to begin to wisp and shake with your head, almost as if it's being shaped.
What is happening? He does get off the bed and stand up. What? I cannot. And so again, long another pause. CVR knocks again.
Conrad, are you awake?
Oh, and you hear him padding, not very quietly, along the floor, forwards to the door, and then he opens it, just in his shirt, his breeches, just looking, like quite wide-eyed and just like perplexed.
You also see behind him, Thebia, the final wisps of shadow drifting off of the form of what appears to be an amber statue of Strahd von Zarovich. And that's where we're going to leave it for this week.
Okay.
Holy shit!
Man, see you next week, everyone.
See you next week.
Thank
Have a
you
good
for
one.
listening.
Doodles.